people these days.
Yeah, here we are for Racing Rant, the Rant, actually, on Monday, the 1st of April. Yeah, pension a punt for the 1st of the month,
Oh,
and
yeah.
fucking no returns, whatever that means.
What about if it's the 1st of May? Does that make any difference?
Oh, did I say 1st of March? I knew it started with MA. It's not bad, it's close. 1st of May.
Said the 1st of April, but it's not April Fool's Day today. It's time for us to be back in the gear because we only did one show last week, Glenn.
Yeah, we've had a lot of problems with legal dramas up against Top Better and Dallas and all that, so it's all been pretty exciting. I'll let you all know we've been like 400 links behind, and after Friday we're about 300 links behind, and it's been a lot of fun. And but we're still chipping away. We're doing pretty good actually. So,
Glenn, you had to spend 6 hours in the court the other day. What do you got to say about the joint?
Well, what a cocksucker of a way to live in a court. Like, I always thought a lawyer would be quite romantic. You should see their lawyers. They're the most unromantic looking fuckers I've ever seen. All they want to do is, oh, Your Honour, what about our bill? To you guys at Top Better, all they do is ask for their money the whole time. They are absolutely fucking legalists, and that's why we'll end up winning.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's fucking, they are the best thieves of all time, solicitors.
Well, they always win, don't they?
Fucking lawyers, they're the lowest. See you next Tuesdays I've ever under.
Yeah, Tim Williams, when we announced we weren't going to film on Friday because we were still in court, he wrote Kerchingo the barristers, and I have to say, watching what I saw on Thursday, I have to agree totally.
They fucking get paid a fortune for sitting there. Well, there's four of them against us. Two of us haven't said a word yet. I don't know what their bill is. They just sit there.
And what you're in there for 6 hours could take half an hour. So they're
it's just back and forward, back and forward. If they make a phone call to each other, they both charge $650. Oh, how they get away with it, it's outrageous.
I like the one in the banks where I need to get that signed off on because and that'll cost you $600 to get the signature. All they do is hop in a lift, go up one story, hop out, get it signed, come back down. $600.
So what makes younger men with good educations and better educated than us become such fucking hot thieves?
But they don't realise it's like that.
Well, how do they realise
You don't turn up at law school and realise that that's how it ends up.
They're all watching bloody Law and Order.
Oh
and
yeah, it's the glamour of the, like
they're
fighting
just
for injustice.
They're on the debating team.
They're such sucks. You should have seen this young bloke. He came back and sat down. He said to the others, "Was I okay? Was I okay?" I just give him the biggest gobful afterwards. Was I okay? You're a fucking idiot. That's what you are. Wasting your life.
Was part of the problem, Glenn, is that the opportunities for gobfuls were few and far between on that day.
Yeah,
There was a lot of sitting there being quiet as a mouse.
Anyway, just getting to Top Better, just so you know, all they talk about is, Your Honour, we want to be paid. They're doing a good job for you. What a pack of fucking sucks. Anyway, I got that off my chest. I feel better now.
Now, we went from that into Hawkesbury on Saturday, which I have to say was a bit of a dog's breakfast.
It was a bit of a dog's breakfast, Mark. The track was a bit golf on the inside. It was just like, what was it? It was hard. It was hard to work.
It was hard. Look, I think the thing is that Brian Fletcher had the idea of lengthening the straight, but not widening the straight. So it's this small track with a long straight.
Yeah.
Oh look, we've had that for 4 or 5 years now, so I know what we're talking about.
I know there's a few pros that won't bet there. I know Snowy doesn't bet there. I know a few blokes don't bet there. And they don't think the form's right, and it must be something to do with the tempo.
It's in my opinion, tracks are configured organically, and perhaps I'm being a bit cute about this, but once you start fricking around with their configuration, it can lead to some of the stuff we saw on Saturday, which was hard to get your head around.
I know, I was really confused all day, and
I think I was mentioning to Mark, the camera angles don't give you a good sort of perspective of what's going on as well. So,
of what's happening.
So
look, there's a few upsetting things, and the camera angle I think is number one. They refuse. Really, Racing New South Wales has just got to go. Okay, that's our job because we're our business partner, Sky, Tab, whatever, are showing the races. It's the same with Muswellbrook. There needs to be a high camera looking down on them.
Muswellbrook's terrifying.
Yeah.
That angle?
Look, it's impossible to watch races and intuit anything from watching those races because you just don't get a good enough sense of what's happening. You know, these days, every form student is a video student.
Yep.
And it's hard to watch races at Hawkesbury and work out exactly what's going on. And I realise that Hawkesbury Race Club are, I wouldn't say they have a lot of money. So a Saturday only Hawkesbury race meeting has got to get rid of that shed. That shed you can't hear a thing in. It belongs 80 years ago. And you also need a decent camera or a decent camera angle to give your viewers something to watch.
Yeah.
We kicked off with, you know, a bit of a boring staying race, although I
Oh, hang on,
suppose-
before we start, did you check the sound?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're on.
Yeah, we did a sound check. You were
wasn't
loud and clear. So we kicked off with the staying race, which was a bit ho-hum unless you took the good odds, the ultimate winner. Which
They bet 360 and plenty of 350. That were good odds.
I'd say it was probably longer before then as well.
Oh, I'm only talking about on race day.
Yeah, understand.
I don't talk about the early markets because they're just...
Yeah, I know, they're a bit yeah.
Well, they're not available.
Yeah,
Well, Mark found more to platoon, and I think that was the good odds. He just were unlucky to miss by a nose, that's all.
Did you think the Predator should be upheld, boys? A lot of people did.
They didn't touch, did they?
They didn't touch.
But we've seen it happen before, haven't
Well,
we?
I think the problem is that they're able to say they haven't touched, whereas clearly there's balking involved.
But we've seen processes held up with balking.
Yeah.
So what now? What's the rule? If they don't touch, it can't be upheld.
No, if they don't touch, it gives them reason not to uphold it.
But how come they have upheld them before?
Well, I think it's a bit of discretion offered
Okay.
to the stewards under those circumstances. Is there anything to take out of this race other than Wallaby? Waller, my Giuliano was weirdly placed there by Waller, going, what was it, 1300 up to
Do we have
2100?
to even talk about this race, guys?
Race 2, is there anything to talk about this 2-year-old race other than Serena Bay was very correctly very soft in the market?
Late. $3.20
$3
on Betfair.
Wow. And never really going to win.
Never going to win. I think there's plenty of scope for the winners going forward. Still got plenty of athleticism.
So
And
the winner came out of the same race as Serena Bay at Goulburn, got gapped, but that was on a wetter track.
where to track, heavier horse.
And did you notice that in the yard?
Yeah, you trimmed up, but still I couldn't get him into the numbers.
Yeah.
He went terrific, I thought. I think he's a bloody good horse.
All right, what about the Spruik horse in the race? The Snowden High Chaparral
Icon of Dubai?
Where to for it?
Don't know.
Where to for it? Why the hell it was that price? I
Well,
have no
God,
idea.
hang on, it was beaten less than half a length, so and it was flushed out quite early.
Yeah, I
in the
know,
race.
and I'm just saying it's a shit race.
You're saying shit race?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Gordon.
On the subject of wet to dry, it was forecast heavily that we'd see a lot of form reversals and betting reversals based on the fact that we were going to a dry track on Saturday. I didn't really get that sense.
I don't know. I was all Richmond up. I'm all Hawkesbury. Like, you need to go home and have a shower after a meeting like that. Just fucking have a beer, have a shower, forget about it.
Tell you what, my car needed to have a shower. Mark says I've got this sneaky way to get into the track, so we went round the back. We're driving round.
You know, past all the stables.
Oh, that's all right.
After
Yeah,
that
I've done that. I've done that.
Yeah, so it was
It's
funny
good.
because we were running late, as you know. And we're driving past the 2100 metre start, which was the first race,
I
and all
know.
the boys are there ready to go. And Mark and I were like, we should just park here and just have a look. So
I don't know why you two continue to come to races late. Why do you?
'cause we're busy. You know?
But then there's a lot of admin to do on race
Saturday
morning, and especially if I've got 2 meetings to do. It's just
Righto.
I don't want to be late. I hate being late.
No,
but-
I just
but
don't understand how you'd want to. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I hate being late.
I'm
Well,
actually.
what the
I get there
problem
an hour and a half before the
Yeah, but
first.
what the problem is, we've got fantastic people like you, Barry,
Yeah.
Bob, all just
Helping.
setting everything up for
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
So
but-
why not just walk in late?
I
and
know,
we'll
but
have it
I
all
just
there for
think
you?
I don't think it gets you off to a good start.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't
at all.
help your
But honestly,
momentum. You've got there late and done your balls.
Yeah, I know, but most of mine's done in the morning anyway.
But I'm still
so-
saying, it
but
doesn't help.
Didn't feel comfortable out
I'm
there
not
at
saying get there, but you
No,
guys
no.
should be half an hour
Mate,
before
I
first.
want to be there an hour before the. I'm
Okay,
dead
you
set. I get up at fucking 2 o'clock on Saturday morning and I don't stop.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 2 o'clock on Saturday mornings.
all. I didn't like
Fucking
being in the
hell.
members.
I go to bed at 2 o'clock.
Right, moving right along. I think the 2-year-old is a bit of a dog's breakfast as well. The highway was one of the lower highways we've seen, and I don't know why Hawkesbury bothered to have a highway.
No, it was a low race. It's a low winner. And I don't know. Is it this time of year? I did notice in a few of the forums that there's a little bit of bad Huey going around sometimes.
Well, was that bad, Huey? He was forecast that he would just
He stunk in the
snag
betting.
it. What on the second or on the favourite?
Stunk.
But it opened up the wrong price.
But isn't it like?
No, my question mark is it a bit of bad Huey?
I'm totally against Huey in
This time of year?
lower graded races.
Yeah. Well, I'm.
Okay, but then we saw some regulation Huey in the next race, which was 1 out, 1 back. That's Huey that you see more often than not.
I'd say it's an angle for punters out there.
I'll call you back, son.
If one out, one back is the place to be and where you want that horse to position, then Hugh Bowman's your rider.
Yeah, but Gord's often sung his praises in that position.
He's absolutely obsessed with one out and one back. If that fits well as far as the map's concerned, then Huey's your man.
Okay.
Well, we do have to talk about this sprint because obviously it's a scone feeder race and there were a number of resumers in this race.
Couple of unlucky
and
horses.
So it's a mounting yard male dissection.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Well, let's talk about Clearly Innocent, which was not very well ridden by Corey. It was just 4 wide without cover back in the field. It just looked exposed for a horse that maybe needs a bit of cuddling.
Yep.
I'm saying the horse just isn't what it was, 2 preparations ago?
Well, how did it parade, Glenn?
Well, this horse always comes back with conditions and like bandages, and has every different little bit of gear to help its legs. Chris brought this horse back a lot thinner than previous times I've seen it first up, maybe 30 kilos lighter. I'd say, I'm jury's out there, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the same horse.
All right, but I'm tipping it goes into the 1,300 metre race at Scone in a fortnight's time. And it's the race where it beat Music Magnate 12 months ago.
Yep. You would think it's a perfect race for it and a perfect setup.
I'm saying it's not the same horse.
Yep, so Gord's Lane. Old North gelded and strangely resuming in an 1100. It didn't really look a suitable race for him.
I had him in the numbers because he just paraded so damn good, but after the race I was kicking myself thinking, what am I doing thinking this horse can do something over 1100? Anyway.
I think it might be in for a decent prep.
It might be a puff too.
Somewhere. Yeah, maybe.
He's going to have a new trainer.
Yeah, well, that could be a
There'll be a lot of stable changes. Of course,
fuck, these things are itchy, mate.
We haven't had one email about. Obviously, people are just going, yeah, it was about to happen.
Well, we all can't believe it lasted so long. John did a terrific job there.
What was your line? It was 2 years, wasn't it?
I think, yeah. No,
it was 12 months.
I think it was 12 months. What did he do? Nearly 3.
Three. It was 3 years ago. It was the Hawkesbury standalone, then Snowden's last day.
Okay.
So what is this? Their firing day or something? Is it?
Hiring and firing.
Yeah.
Who are they going to get though? Like honestly, who are they going to get?
The rumour I heard on radio this morning was it was going to be James Cummings, but I mean,
how's it going to be James Cummings? With Guree.
Yeah.
His wife's worth 4 times what the sheik's worth.
Also, it doesn't fit Cummings training for.
It's not going to be James Cummings.
It's not the right family.
But I don't think Moody, the other rumour was Moody, and I don't think that's right either.
Well, it can't be right because all these sheiks, you know what they're like. All these people from Arabia, they want to be hooked up with a virgin.
What, John O'Shea?
No, but you know the virgin, no stains on your life. Yeah. Moody, stain, no good. So they want the in there, you know, the Vestal virgins.
I like the analogy.
They like a virgin. Like, who want to fucking hang around a virgin?
So it's going to be a female virgin.
Yeah, is it Mark Newman? Mark Newman's a female virgin, isn't he? He's hard working. He's well trained. He's got the right look.
He's flying at the moment. Why don't I get Jason Coyle? There you go. He's a nice bloke.
Very nice bloke.
He did the pattern act.
He did the pattern act. I think it poisoned him. Likes the smaller life now. Yeah. Mark Newman's the man there for me.
Well, so the name they're mentioning is someone I don't even know, who's under the Charlie Appleby's TYC. Ferguson.
Oh, that's a definite chance.
That's a definite chance. Yeah. Has he got any stains? Any previous videos of taking up the clacker? Nothing. They like a virgin, the Arabians. They fucking love a virgin.
Right. Forget get off and where to for Johnny?
Where to for Johnny? I'd say 12 monts off.
Right.
Well, how's he going to come straight back and resurrect himself? I'd say the payout will be fat. I think he needs a break.
I think we should have a fundraiser for him. He's lost another job, see?
We had a fundraiser. Yeah. No, the dirty, filthy Arabian. You know what they're like? They like, judge everybody and date the virgins. They love it.
All right, so what's Old North going to do, Glenn? Where is it going? It's going to have a good preparation or not?
I'd say so. Scone Cup.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's 1,100 to 1,600 in 13 days.
Maybe not the Scone Cup.
Burning Passion, who
held up on the fence there,
starred during the winter and drew gate 1, which wasn't going to help it. How did it return?
Looked in nice order. It's a nice horse. I thought it was particularly unlucky. I think it's on the wrong part of the track, and I think there's plenty of residual. What's the word? You know when you have a run and you're not burnt out the other way, a non-gut buster.
And Cool Ring, who did have a bit of a gut buster.
Gee, it's a tough odd boots old horse, but it needs to come back in class and get some control up front. I don't know what to make of Cool Ring. Was ridden by Kath, I suppose.
The the Blouses dominated. Well, the Blouser beat the
Other Blouser.
sustained leader. The Blousers beat the controlled leader there, Lanciato and Leopari. Better Not Blue was badly drawn and struck a bit of trouble in the straight.
I'm sick of Better Not Blue striking trouble all the time, Mark.
Yeah, but it's just one of those horses. Invincible got completely poleaxed.
Yeah.
How did it parade off a shortish break?
Okay,
Can
typical
it resurrect?
Yep. Yep.
Astara, Kiwi Snowden horse that actually started equal favourite, raced one out, one back, and was under pressure a long way out.
Just a horse. Nothing really to say there. I think the winner's going to keep winning. I think Leopard's going to do well. I think Costa Line's in for a nice prep, and barring that, I'm sick of all of them. I mean,
my horse out of the race is Leopari. I think it'll win some races.
And again, a little bit of bad hue, I thought there.
What's that with it sort of losing, you know, a couple of lengths and then being really strong again on the line? I think that was a good sign for future runs.
Next race.
The mares race. Well, Shillelagh was firm as a middle pegger in the betting there, and raced on the running line 3-6, well, 3 wide mid back, and managed to blouse out the bridesmaid Daisy Doom, who seems to get forced to race outside lead all the time.
Just another great run by Daisy Doom. Just, you know.
But you do cop it up the data a bit with Daisy Doom. She goes out 270. I laid it at 258 at one stage, and then back to back, and I tipped it and I liked it, but like she gets beat.
Artistry was under a lot of pressure trying to wind up, and then ran up the backsides.
Plenty of improvement in Artistry. I think I only had it 4th on my numbers, and I couldn't know.
So he's gone easy on her with
a little bit easier.
Brisbane in mind, has he?
Possibly.
I suppose he'll be in the Darley next. Is it the Darley? What's the mares race at Scone in 2 weeks' time?
The
1400.
The Scone mares race. I know the one you mean, but
yeah.
Is it the Darley? Oh,
yeah. Who knows?
Fuck, I've been going there 30 years. I can't remember names now.
Sweet Redemption led them up. Glenn, has she got scope or not?
Not really.
She's what you see is what you get.
What you get. El Lewis is particularly poking around there late and a bit unlucky, I thought.
Yeah.
She's gone from 19 to 16 to 14. To 13, I mean. What are you laughing at?
It's mad, isn't it?
Well, 19 to 16 to 13 is weird. I mean, you know, freshened up 19 to 13, you'd think, well, that's not bad, but 19 is...
I don't even forget about a lot of the horses in that.
I think slightly sweet's in for a nice prep.
It will be a forgettable meeting, but we will see most of these horses in 2 weeks' time.
At Scone. Are you guys coming to Scone?
Not coming, because it's too long to get up there on one day. Yeah. There's no accommodation in Scone, so you've got to stay Musselbrook or Corindi or bloody Willow Tree or whatever.
Okay.
It's a bad setup.
It should
just be one day.
Up and back?
Up and back.
If I could stay close to the racetrack, I'd go. But you say you...
I stay at Musselbrook, and that's like, you know, and lucky to get a spot.
An hour drive or something.
Yeah, it's at least now, yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Oh no, it's not at least now, it's about 45. Yeah. There's coppers everywhere.
Okay, so it's an hour and a half for me, 45 for you. Okay.
They've got one of those dirty, filthy camera things that detect, you know, your time travelled. Even public.
But it doesn't matter, it's only for trucks. We spoke about that. You're safe, mate.
I'm telling you, I don't believe that. All right, Shazzy Lee's race.
Well, Shazzy Lee's race, Prompt Response was particularly heavily backed and nearly won, but sort of nearly won because she was out of trouble, whereas Generalissimo, Calanda and Rosa Carolina all got smashed.
I don't think in my last year of going to the races I've seen a bigger price horse than Generalissimo at $28 on the fair. Dearing me, that was big odds, that horse. I mean, I know it's run 5th, but it was unlucky.
Yeah, it look,
carried Blake Shin.
There's Shazzy Lee just minding her own business, and all of a sudden the waters parted.
The waters parted.
Because we had a configuration where a first upper was sold to the lead, like used up big time and was going nowhere. We had Prompt Response who sat three deep outside the lead, who couldn't really go anywhere. We had Tycoon Mo moved up in the shotgun position.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, anything that was underneath those horses was out of play.
Yeah.
And so suddenly there was a weird sort of parting there where the winner just ran straight through, and you know,
great ride, Jay Ford.
Yeah,
was you know, for a long shot, trained out wide, it
wasn't hard to find.
Well, yeah, it
wasn't hard to just.
It was one of Gord's horses, so he was a bit peeved.
Yeah.
And then you had Sprite up the inside at 1400, which, you know, it was just.
Give you a good idea.
I suppose.
This is the first meeting on about 4 meetings a week in about a year that I haven't priced before I went. Because when
it's affected you, hasn't it?
I was lost all day, but I couldn't price them in because it was just such a dog's breakfast before. And once I started trying to get the price, I thought they're just so wrong. I just don't know where I am. I'll just go straight to quit.
You know, all the bookies were in the same boat too. Like
They didn't know what they were doing either.
they didn't have a clue what they were
They
doing.
didn't know what they were doing.
They were
No one
so
did.
off Betfair and corporate price.
Like Shazzy Lee there, I would have only priced 25s for sure. I would have rubber stamped at 25s. Fuck, it's annoying that one at like 70s and oh, gosh, I hate racing. What
Right,
time are
and
they
then,
tomorrow?
and then the Cup, we've just got to get rid of this, move on, Ron, Glenn, don't we? The Cup, Fabrizio went back to we started the shortest price in the lead up, which is the 1400 metre welter on the middle day of the carnival.
He's a hateful horse though, isn't he?
Is he? He's like, what you see is what you get. So all you needed to say was, well, Jason Collett will follow instructions and hold them out, which, you know, you're always worried about from gate one on a leader. You're going, oh, is something going to have a go at this or a piece of this?
And then Moa come across, sat straight there, and they've run 1-2 because they both of them, Collett and McAvoy, got the tempo perfect.
Yeah, they did.
They just got the tempo right and they put everything out of play.
Yep.
Fabrizio was definitely findable. I'm saying that after the event, obviously, because I didn't back it. I backed Moa, but
If you back Moa, you better keep following your money there.
All right, well,
Stacks of improvement.
yeah, and getting a stable change.
Yeah, when it's trained by Mark Newman. What about Neil Payne takes over the stables here?
oh yes,
Do a good job.
That'd be gold. That'd be gold. I love it when him and Gay are walking together, and it's like, you know, there should be a bet on like who is the brightest, you know, who's
All right, but
the most flashy.
Orvray, now trained by Richard Freedman,
It's finished fifth.
has been beaten less than a length and a quarter, has raced handy all the way, like took up a position.
Great effort there by Richard, but just shows you that race is just like, it's not all form. There's nothing there that's form.
Well, I mean, but surely that is a good pipe opener. For a horse like that, it's a 1.5 mile horse. It's, you know, jumped into the bridle, there it is, posied up and it's stuck on.
You got it as a horse to follow?
I'm just saying that it does cast a pall over that race, but for it,
Okay.
it's a very good sign.
Can we not talk about that race too much more?
And the last race, well,
Well, it's a dog's breakfast too.
hashtag idiot just went like snagged out of the barrier, went straight back to actually rails rear, and then just plotted a course diagonally from the home turn and was quickly into the fray. There was a horse that resumed at 1600 and just sat behind those three horses going mad, and I thought, oh well, he's a wetty, and he's now won first up on the bog and he's second up now coming back in distance. I don't need to worry about him.
Siganui unlucky in the race. Damage was 400 to 1 on Betfair. It's finished 7th, beaten 3 lengths. I don't know if I can even talk about this race.
Okay, let's just say that Hawkesbury should be forgotten.
Yeah, and we'll get ready for Scone in 2 weeks, and then we'll just get back to
We'll
nice.
forget about it
We'll
as
get
well.
back to 10 or 12 weeks of nice winter racing on city tracks. We can just go through our motions and tip plenty of winners.
This week is Rose Hill.
Thank
It'll be weird and wonderful as well because we've just got no platform.
It'll be weird and wonderful, but I still can't wait to get there. Kembla's on tomorrow. That's the end of part 1.